Namaskar, this is Akhilesh Bhargav. Welcome to Tidbits on Business and Finance with me. The controversial former Chief Justice of India, Shri Ranjan Gogoi, who during his tenure as the sitting Chief Justice of the country faced shocking allegations of sexual harassment and who now is a Rajya Sabha member, a member of parliament, he made some very interesting remarks the other day. He said that he will not go to the Supreme Court with his grievances because he would have to endlessly wait for a verdict. He then said that only corporates who are willing to take a chance with millions of rupees, they go to the Supreme Court and not the others. He then said that if you go to a court, you will only wash your dirty linen in public and you will not get any verdict. And he finally said that while India wants to be a $5 trillion economy, it has yet got a ramshackle judiciary, implying that with a ramshackle judiciary, we are expecting to be a $5 trillion economy. These statements of the former Chief Justice of India, they only confirm the pathetic state of affairs of India's courts, of India's judiciary, and the huge disappointment, the huge frustration, bitterness and anger that litigants face when they are deprived of justice by this very judicial system, which is in a pathetic state. The point to note is that the former Chief Justice of India has made these remarks only after his retirement and not when he was in the chair. Such remarks being made by top persons, by top ranking eminent men after their retirement has now become a very common phenomena. They do not make such remarks, they do not reveal the truth when they were on the chair. They prefer to do that after they have retired, and this has been happening on a number of occasions. The fact of the matter is that truth revealed by these men after their retirement loses all the power and potency that the truth would have had in case they had chosen to speak the truth when they were on the chair. But sadly, they don't wish to do that. As we said, it seems to have become fashionable and customary for top-ranking authorities, top-ranking bureaucrats to reveal the truth, to state the facts only after they have retired. They choose to remain silent while they were on the chair. Ranjan Gogoi is not the only one when he seeks to reveal the truth. Take the case of S.C. Garg, the former Finance Secretary of India. He was in the forefront of creating all the bad blood between Reserve Bank of India and the Government of India, which finally led to the resignation of Dr. Urjit Patel as the RBI governor. It was during his time that the government issued the unprecedented Section 7 notice to the RBI seeking to override the RBI and undermine its autonomy. It was he who used to aggressively present a rosy picture of the Indian economy. All kinds of rosy claims were put up by him as the Finance Secretary of India, saying how good the economy was doing. But that was as long as he was on the chair. He was unceremoniously shunted out as the Finance Secretary that led to his resignation finally, and thereafter he changed his stand. He wrote in a blog that the fiscal deficit of India was not what was claimed by the government, and that he said after he had retired. He said that the fiscal deficit of India, which was claimed to be at the rate of 3.3% of GDP during financial year 17-18, was not 3.3% but was actually 4.39%, a huge increase from what was officially claimed by the government when he himself was on the chair. For financial year 18-19, he says that the fiscal deficit was actually 4.66% of the GDP and not 3.4% as was claimed by the government. And he then says that if all the off-budget liabilities are taken into account, then the fiscal deficit can go up by even 4.5% further. He revealed this state of affairs of the government's finances only after he had retired. He did not say that as long as he was the Finance Secretary of India. Or then take the case of Arvind Subramanian, the top economist who used to be the Chief Economic Advisor of India. After he gave up his post, he said that the GDP growth rate of India has been much lesser than what is being claimed by the government. He said that during the period 2012 to 2017, India's GDP growth rate was lower by 2.5%, which is substantially low than what was being claimed by the government of India. He made this claim only after he gave up his post as Chief Economic Advisor. As long as he was the Chief Economic Advisor, all these growth rates which he now claims were not correct, they were formulated under his watch and ward. But after he retired, after he gave up his post, he says that those rates were wrong. He never said that when he was on the chair. Or take the case of Dr. Urjit Patel, the former RBI governor. He resigned in dignified silence, and then later when he was speaking at a seminar at Stanford University, he said that the Reserve Bank of India overlooked the risk management practices and situation of banks. He said that as a regulator, the RBI also failed in keeping a check on the buildup of NPAs in the system. And he said that capital adequacy of banks is overstated. In other words, their financial position is not what it is. But then, even these remarks he made after he had resigned as the RBI governor. We also often hear about former top bankers saying that Indian banks are ridden with political meddling. But when they are on the chair, maybe as the chairman and managing director or executive directors, they never say that. They continue to toe the line of their political masters. They only reveal the truth after they have left their post. All these men that we just spoke about, whether the former Chief Justice of India, whether the former RBI governor, whether the former finance secretary, or whether the former chief economic advisor of India, to us, all of them were men of top ranking eminence. They headed some of the topmost authorities and bodies of the nation, and to us, their silence, their unwillingness and reluctance to speak the truth, to speak the facts of the case when they were on the chair, that conduct, according to us, amounts to grossly misleading the nation. They needed to speak the truth when they were on the chair and not when they are no longer on the chair. Further, in case they had accepted and revealed the truth when they were on the chair, it could have certainly helped to reform, improve and strengthen the system. And that opportunity got lost when they chose to keep quiet. To us, this conduct or rather misconduct of all these eminent men raises some huge questions which need to be answered. The first one is, why do all these top-ranking authorities choose to speak the truth only after they have retired and they do not speak the facts of the case when they are on the chair? That's the first question. The second one, they knew it all. They knew the bad state of affairs, the pathetic state of affairs, as the Chief Justice of India, the former Chief Justice of India revealed. Why did they not reveal it when they were on the chair and help to reform the system? The third question is, why did all these men who were the leaders of their respective organizations choose to keep quiet and let their organizations suffer and deteriorate by their silence is the next question we have. Further, has it been the fear of living in glass houses that has compelled them to keep quiet? Is it that they themselves have got skeletons in their cupboards and they knew that in case they reveal the skeletons in the government's cupboards, they are going to be hounded or there will be some kind of a reprisal, and so they chose to keep quiet when they were heading their respective bodies? That raises the next question very automatically. Is that the reason why they have always been willing to toe the line, always been willing to do what their political masters wanted them to do when they were on the chair? The next question that we have is, why is it that they reveal the truth after they have retired? Is it that they are trying to create a sensation and seek attention, which is what they want once they have retired? Because after they have retired, all the attention that they got is gone, and maybe that is what they are trying to achieve. And finally, to us, our question to them is, are you not guilty of dereliction of duty by choosing to keep quiet when you should not have kept quiet when you headed all those authorities and bodies? To us, the larger picture is that these men of eminence, these top authorities, they did little to pursue the truth, to reveal the truth when they were on the chair. And thus, their change of heart now certainly lacks bona fides. It is certainly suspect. According to us, their silence as well as their speech now has got ulterior motives. Both of them have had ulterior motives, and we would not give them the credibility that they think that they deserve by now talking the truth. Immense damage has been done by them by keeping quiet, and now by speaking the truth at this time, that truth which could have been very powerful when they were on the chair no longer has the power to reform and cure the system, which is where India has been suffering. This is Akhilesh Bhargav signing off till we meet again. Namaskar.
Hello everyone. HW News English is 2 years old now. When we started this venture, we promised ourselves one thing, that news should remain free, because right to know is the right of every Indian. But to keep news free for everyone, we need support from some of you. And thus we have rolled out membership on our YouTube channel HW News English. But mind you, the membership is completely voluntary. The programs that we were doing earlier, that we are doing now, will continue to remain free. First level is a basic level. Here, you can be our supporter by paying rupees 199 per month. This membership gives you certain perks and benefits. The perks include unique badges in front of your name, a live show from Mr. Sujit Nair and from Mr. Akhilesh Bhargava per month for our members. You can also vote in some exclusive members-only polls. Now the second level is Super Supporter. Here you can be our Super Supporter by paying rupees 3,999 per month. This membership will include every perk that comes with basic level. Additionally, our Super Supporters can be a part of a WhatsApp group where we can have discussions and suggestions on various topics. The second perk includes a gift pack with our merchandise. And the third perk is a Google Meet with Mr. Sujit Nair, where you can join the meet and ask your questions to Mr. Nair face to face. Lastly, if you like, we would give a shout out to our super supporters in our programs. So, hope to see you soon with our badges.